Good afternoon, everybody. It's Susan Clement from Mobile County Public School System's Environmental Study Center. So today I want to talk about birds. Birds, of course, are a vertebrate, which means they have a backbone. They have an endoskeleton, which means their skeleton is on the inside of their body, and all vertebrates have a distinct head. So we immediately see where his head is at. Now, birds, of course, as I said, they are a vertebrate. They are in the class Aves, and I have a bird sitting on my hand right now. His name is Leuco. So Leuco is a bald eagle, and we know that he is a bird, first of all, because he's covered with feathers. Birds are the only animals that have feathers. So this immediately tells you they are in the class Aves. No other animal on Earth has feathers except for birds. Birds have beaks. So Leuco has a beak, which they use to eat with. Now, it depends on what type of bird it is on what kind of beak they have. So all birds have specially adapted beaks for eating, tearing things up, and preening. Birds have specially adapted feet. Leuco has feet that we're going to talk about in a moment, and all birds have different types of feet depending on the habitat that they live in. So these are the characteristics of birds. Birds also all lay eggs. Birds do not give live birth at all. So all birds that lay eggs, all birds are covered with feathers. Not all birds fly though. All birds have wings, but they don't all fly. So let's kind of talk about some of the adaptations. So being a bald eagle, Leuco is in the bird of prey family. And the birds of prey include the hawks, the eagles, the owls, the ospreys, the kites, and the falcons. So let's look at some adaptations that birds of prey have. First of all, let's look at these feet. His feet are used for grasping. They all use their feet for catching their food with. All birds of prey use their feet for catching their food with. And what I really want y'all to notice are those talons. He says, no, don't touch my toes. All right, let's get back into position. So here's a good view of the talons. The talons are the toenails. And birds of prey have toenails that are very long and very sharp. So you can see I have a glove on because of those toenails. His feet are very strong because they use those feet to catch their prey with. So birds of prey are predators. So this is an animal that hunts for their food. They catch live food and they have to kill their food. The prey are the food that they catch. Birds of prey eat mice, they eat birds, they eat insects, they eat fish. The bald eagle mainly eats fish, so they're using their talons and their feet to catch fish with. Now let's move up to the beak. Birds of prey have what's called a hooked beak. And you can see the beak is rounded and pointed on the side, on the end. Birds of prey, well, first of all, birds do not have teeth, so they can't chew their food up. They have specialized beaks for tearing up their food. So their beak is used for tearing instead of crushing. Now, one thing I want to point out about Leuco, Leuco is his beak. First of all, look at how it is curving over to the side. That is not normal. This is why we have Leuco. Leuco is 20 years old, and when he hatched from his egg, his beak was deformed. He was found in his nest by a fish and wildlife officer who noticed his beak was deformed, and he was removed where they tried to fix his beak. Unfortunately, it could not be fixed, so Leuco has been in captivity his whole life. So because of that beak curving to the side, he cannot use it like a bird of prey normally would. Remember, I told you birds of prey use their beaks for tearing. So literally, they're putting the top and the bottom together and tearing it apart. Because his is curving to the side, he cannot tear up his food. So we actually have to cut his food up into smaller pieces in order for him to eat. But again, all birds of prey have these hooked beaks. So birds of prey are interesting, but you can also look at adaptations of other birds. You know, you have pelicans that have webbed feet. You have lots of different types of feet. You have herons with long toes and long legs because they wade. So birds have a lot of neat adaptations to help them out in surviving. Now, Leuco is the largest bird of prey that we have living in Alabama. The bald eagle is the largest bird of prey. Leuco might not be the largest bald eagle. He is a boy. The bald eagles, the boys are smaller than the girls, and he's actually small for a bald eagle, so he is a boy. He is a mature bald eagle, and we know this because of his white head and white tail. All right? When they're younger, their whole body is brown. They don't get the white head and white tail until they turn 5. That's when they get the pure white head and the pure white tail. So if you see a bald eagle looking like this, we know that they're at least 5 or over. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how we feed Leuco here, because again, he can't eat on his own. All right, so what I'm going to do is you're going to kind of walk around this way. We got to turn things around a little bit. There we go. All right. Let me uncover his food. So what you can see is we have small chunks of food. He's getting a variety of chopped meat. He's getting what's called bird of prey diet, and of course chopped mice. Everybody loves chopped mice. So I'm going to hand it to him. Again, if he wanted to pick this up, he'd have to do it sideways because of his beak. Notice I'm giving him small chunks because of how his beak is. He can't tear it up. So literally every day we have to cut his food up small in order for him to eat it. Now, since he is a part of our educational program, we want to interact with him a lot. So by hand feeding him in this way, it's giving him interaction with us, and it's keeping him very used to us, and we want that. He could not survive in the wild because if he caught that fish that they normally eat, he would not be able to tear it up. He can fly, he can use his feet, but he cannot tear up the food that he catches. So that is why he's with us, because he could not eat the food that he catches. All right, so again, this is Leuco. He's our bald eagle. He's 20 years old, and we appreciate y'all checking in. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye now.